Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Vulnerability Time. We are officially here in season 5. It's great to be back. Okay, a couple things before we get started. One, please share this podcast. You never know whose life you're going to save by just sharing the podcast. Two, please leave a review of the podcast on Apple Podcast or wherever you're listening to your podcast from. Please leave a review. It really helps the algorithm. It really helps the podcast, get more noticed and all that good stuff. And third thing, so in the episode description below, we will have the video podcast link. So if you're wanting to watch the video interaction, please click in the episode description below and you will find the YouTube link. And with that being said, let us get started with whatever episode this is going to be, because I don't know what the episode is going to be right now, because this is a pre-recorded intro. Yes. Alrighty, with that being said, welcome to season 5 of Vulnerability Time. Hello everyone, welcome to the season finale, part 2 of Vulnerability Time. A bonus episode. I was like, you know what? Let's end it with the bonus episode, folks. Okay. So I'm going to start this off. And the title of this episode is probably going to be how acknowledging my pain gave me purpose. Right? So I was talking to my higher self and my higher powers, but mostly my higher self. And my higher self always seems to just have such wise, profound statements, that helps heal me. And I was like, let me share this on the Vulnerability Time podcast, because I realize I have held back this season a little bit, just a little bit. I have held back with selective vulnerability. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a martyr to selective vulnerability. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back to that version of me. Not saying I would go back to the version of me, but I don't want to go back to that feeling of the selective vulnerability. Just because it's what came from being selective. It's what came from being selectively vulnerable that I don't want to go back to, because it, it hurt. It did some damage to me being selectively vulnerable. So I don't want to do that anymore. I was just like, no, like, I don't want to go back to that. I want to be vulnerable. I want to be as vulnerable as I was when I started the podcast in season 1, or just be as vulnerable, as even more vulnerable than I was in season 1, because like there's just a lot of freedom in acknowledging my pain. It gave me purpose. So the title of this episode is going to be Acknowledging My Pain. It gave me purpose. So yes, talking to my higher self always comes up with these wise statements. I had a dream the other day, right? And it triggered some healing in me. It just, what my heart, I don't want to say what my, how about this? What my mind and mouth were hiding, my heart blurted out during a dream. During my dream. It it gave me, I've got to cry, and that's okay. It made me um woof, got to cry. Woo. Um it really made me help me to identify one of my biggest insecurities. that I didn't even think was affecting me that much. But before I get into that insecurity, I want to break down some things that led me, that were just a part of the process. Um, and certain things that were also part of the catalyst of getting me to verbalize and, in a way, no, I'll just say it how it is, and in a way, confront my biggest, deepest insecurity. I just didn't want to say it fully, and I also didn't have the words to say it fully. So there were two things stopping me. I feel like if I had the words to say it fully, I would have said it eventually. But I have two things coming against me. It's that I don't want to say it. I don't want to be fully vulnerable in that area. And the second thing is I didn't have the words to verbalize it. I hate when that happens. When my heart knows something but my words don't just yet. When the words need to catch up with the heart, or vice versa. So, I guess I will say that this insecurity, it started from when I was raised in a religious household. See, for a while, religion took my life. It didn't give anything to my life. I'm talking religion. I'm not talking faith. I'm talking religion. That organized, man made religion where people can just add their biases, put in a bunch of lies, put in a bunch of just, oh my gosh, just manipulation. The rules, the judgment. That's what I mean. The religion, man made religion. I'm talking the folks that added shit to religious text in order to get their way. And they probably weren't thinking that centuries later, shit would get worse when it comes to religion, which is why I'm so satisfied and pleased to know that there are folks that are moving away from religion and they're moving into spirituality, uh, or faith, and by faith I mean a relationship with their higher power, or they're learning themselves. They are moving out of religion and they're moving in to learning who they are. Because this is the thing about me and religion. For a while, religion took so much from my life. I did not know who I was. I just knew who they told me to be. I just knew who they told me I should be. I knew who they wanted me to be. I knew who they judged me to be. I knew everything but me. I knew everything but the true me. That did so much damage. Um, and because of religion, I was, ooh, y'all know this, but y'all know this. My father was one of my abusers, sexually and physically, emotionally, psychologically, verbally. My dad was my first bully. My dad was my second sexual abuser. My dad was my first physical abuser. Um, I know abuse mostly. I know it first from my father. That is the first person to teach me abuse. Obviously, he wasn't the last, but he was the first person to teach me abuse. So, not only that, religion, and my father was a pastor. I want y'all to just let that sit in. He's judging everybody else. Who going to hell this week? Like he's just judging everyone else while he's molesting and raping children. I wasn't the first one. Um, and I hope I was the last. I really hope I was the last. I truly hope I was the last, honestly. I really hope I was the last. Um, so so because of religion, I was also taught, oh, sex is bad, sex is the devil. That is not the case at all. That is so far from the truth. Sex is a human thingy. Um, the reason he was probably projecting a lot of shame in it because his version of sex was raping people, raping children. There we go. Children. Let that shit sink in. Who fucking does that? Children. So, growing up, because of the sexual abuse, you know, that happened to me, I grew up, and this is where the insecurity is going to come in. Okay. I'm going to break it down, and then I'm towards probably within the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to blurt out the insecurity. But the reason why I want to slowly get into it and break it down is that so I can hear myself, understand myself verbally, because I didn't have the words for so long, for years, until 2, 3 days ago. So I want to verbally, externally hear myself, understand me, understand this. I deserve to understand this so that I can break it, so that I can face it until I break it, not fake it till I make it, because faking it was not making it. Faking it was worsening it. I gotta face it till I break it. Face it till I heal it. Yes. Anyways, so I going through childhood up until shit, I still have such a bad idea of what sex is. I have such an unhealthy, um, n- negative, pessimistic view of what sex is. And I know, consciously, I know that my views are not the only reality. But subconsciously, um, I have an insecurity attached to what sex looks like. Um, I never viewed it as sacred. I never viewed it as fun. I've always viewed it as something bad. And it's not just because that's what religion taught me. Like religion, like definitely like, added the icing on the cake. But who am I fucking kidding? It was religion. It was religion, and it was my sexual it was a sexual abuse that occurred to me, you know? Um and I feel like when I'm wanting to go for romantic relationships, I'm not talking sexually. Because something about me is, oh, I date to marry. I don't just date for the fun of it. That's just not me. I don't got time. I don't got time. I don't have the patience and the energy and the care enough for humans to like waste my time. And by care enough for humans, I mean men. Okay? Like I don't have to waste my time. I'm like, no. This is either gonna go somewhere, but I'm not gonna be here for your convenience. I was like, no, this is gonna go somewhere. You know? However, obviously sex is a part of it's an expression, it can be, there we go, an expression of love for someone. And that is one of the reasons why I'm just like, all these guys, not all of them, but majority of them, they're just because they took me to dinner, and just because they like how I look, and just because they like my personality, just because they told me they like me. What did you do to deserve to have my body? Like, I want to be able to establish a connection, and the reason why that connection is so important to me is because the inner child in me comes up. um it has its defenses up. It doesn't know that it's safe, and it also doesn't know, like, when should I give my body and when shouldn't I? The adult Josias knows. I know, but my inner child does not know just yet. And the inner child is the most important being within every human being. Human people can't get to be an adult. Excuse me, people can't get to the age of being an adult if they haven't been a child first. That's just how numbers work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 49, 50, 51. You know what I mean? It was just like, guess what happened first? Day one, year one, uh, 2 years, decade one. And I feel like I have a spiritual love blocker because of it. You know, um, and I'm not sure how to heal from that insecurity fully. Um, I also wonder, am I afraid to heal from that insecurity fully? I thought I did all the work that I could do. I mean, I love therapy. Y'all know that. I love therapy. I love it. My Lanta, I love me some therapy. I love, doing the best that I can to be vulnerable and honest. I love self-reflecting. I love self-awareness. I love understanding myself. I love listening to others' perspectives. I'm all for the healing. I know it's gonna hurt, but I'm all for the healing. However, I don't know how to fully get down deep in this arena, though. Just this arena. Everywhere else, every other healing aspect in my life, I know how to dig deep. I know how to dig deep. I know how to. But what is it about this arena that I don't know how to. And I feel like that is affecting my energy and affecting my spirituality. And it's propelling uh romantic energies from me. And this is what it can look like. There have been guys that have stopped talking to me because when I open up to them about what I've been through, sexual abuse, they view me as damaged goods. So they're like, oh, they don't want me. I'm used up. They don't even want to continue to even be patient with me. You know what I mean? It scares them. I've also encountered a lot of guys where it happened to them too, but they're not ready to confront it within themselves, so they run. You know, they don't know how to process it just yet, or will never ever. I don't know what their future is, but you know um I don't know if they're going to choose to even try to process it. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just saying, I just feel like there's a lot of things that propel um me having the man of my dreams, because of course I'm going to want the man of my dreams to be patient with me. I want him and I want to learn his heart, and I want him to learn my heart first, and I learn his heart first. I want the sexual aspect to be one of the final expressions of love, because we were able to love every other area and every other aspect of my human. You know what I mean? Because, yes, the human body is easy to get, but it's the spiritual that we got to learn. We are spiritual beings. We are just living in a human meat suit. Okay? So, I'm just like, I want him to learn my spirit, my true essence, you know? And, yeah, and so we gotta learn that first. So that is the big security. But let me tell you, uh, what's come from that insecurity, and I'm tired of seeing it show up in my life. I'm so tired of me just having this reality and not knowing what to do with it. It's not that I don't want to heal, though I may be afraid to heal from it, though I don't know how to heal from it, that does not mean I don't want to heal. See, that's the thing about my healing journey. If I'm afraid of something, I run towards it, because I'm just like, no, nope. I was like, I'm not gonna let this fear rule over me. No, no. I owe it to myself, I owe it to my inner child, and I owe it to my future child or children. I owe it to them to face my fears so that I can triumph and enjoy the many blessings that are on the other side of fear. Fear is my greatest portal to greatness. I have to run through fear and towards fear in order to see the greatness that is within inside that portal. And then I'll be able to dismantle the portal once I'm in it. Because fear, if once I face it, fear does not always, fear never stays when I face it. There we go. It never stays. I'm so glad. I'm so proud of myself and my inner child for doing this work with me. However, when it comes to this type of insecurity, I don't know. And when I get a husband, I want to be able to share my body with him. I feel uncomfortable saying that. Um, but I know that there's a difference between uncomfort and unsafe. I learned that fear can be within both of those, but there is a discernment between uncomfort. Is this fear rooted from uncomfort, or is this fear rooted from unsafety? If the fear is rooted from uncomfort, I'm running towards that fear because there's growth in the uncomfort. Yes, if the fear is coming for safety, that's healthy response. That's a healthy response. That's the natural human body to help us survive is to run yes. Don't run towards a lion with rabies. Don't do that. That type of fear you're feeling, that's a safety concern fear. That is not an uncomfort concern fear. You know? Um so I I've cried a lot of tears, right? I'm tired. I'm tired. And I feel like how people say that statement, um don't pour into others until your cup is full first. Um there's triumph in my tears. There is purpose in my pain. I don't know purpose without pain. I had to lean into my pain in order to get purpose. And of course the tears don't always feel good. It's for our good, you know but tears don't always feel good. And I got tired of my tears filling my cup. I got tired of my tears pouring out to others. And not saying the tears were harming others, no. The tears were doing great things, encouraging people and shit like that. I'm tired of tears filling my cup. um I am realizing that my tears aren't the only things filling my cup. And my tears, because my tears don't have the conviction to cry all the time. My tears don't always have the conviction to cry, but my heart always seems to have the courage to crumble. Oh yeah, my heart be the first one. My heart be the first one to crumble. I am a champion at having the courage for my heart to crumble. um to a fault, you know and there's also the part of me where it's like, maybe this hurt is more help than harm. Maybe this hurt me into the right direction, right? But that's how it's been with every aspect of my healing journey, is that maybe this hurt helped more than it harmed. Maybe this hurt me in the right direction. However, when it comes to this sexual insecurity, I have no answer for it. I searched in my heart the best that I could. Um, and I guess, I have not found any answer. Um, and that was one of my biggest, you know, fears when I first started therapy is, what if there's going to be that one thing that can't be fixed? Whether that fear is an actual reality or not, that is what I'm currently experiencing, is something not being fixed. And I feel like maybe this is why my spirit is not letting me get a man, because I need to be healed in that area. You know, this is not saying that I'm not going to be patient with my body and patient with him, and I, no, it's not going to necessarily take away any of my morals. No. It's just that when we heal certain things within us, it changes our energy. It shifts our vibrations into something higher, into something better. Just because it feels bad doesn't mean that the vibration got lower. Sometimes when it feels bad, aka healing can feel bad, that's a sign that our vibration got higher or is getting higher. Yes, change comes with challenge. So I just want to clarify that, um, just because, anyways, the point is, if I heal that within me, that does not mean I change my morals on it. No, I'm not going to, just because, oh, you took me on a couple dates, and by a couple, I mean like two or three. Just because you took me on a couple dinner dates, I'm a little bougie. I like to eat a steak. I don't even like steak, but if the man is paying for me, I'm gonna get a steak it's for the experience. I love being courted. I love chivalry. Yes. Man, pay for me. Open the door for me. Yes. Yes, do all that. I'm an old soul. I'm old school. Do all do all of it. You know what I mean? Yes, cuz I promise you I will love your heart. You're trust me. Like, yes. Anyways. Yeah, so I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change my morals. But the thing is, once you heal something in your life, your energy changes. The more you heal, the higher your energy changes, the higher the vibration. If I heal this, I hope I heal it. I really want to. I don't know how to. I want to. I really want to. I know how to heal everything else. I know what to do to heal everything else. I know to go to therapy. I know to heal it on my own by, like, literally, like, just self awareness. I know how to just, I know that sometimes healing requires me to throw myself under the bus. Excuse me. I like to be bougie. Throw myself under the Hummer limousine. You know what? Let me be more bougie. T- Sometimes I have to throw myself under the golden private jet with Nick Jonas and Channing Tatum as my pilots. That has to, I have to throw myself under, you know? I have to bring myself to the light in order to see clearly, because I wasn't getting anything done in the darkness. I wasn't getting any healing hiding at all. You know, um but if I heal that sexual insecurity, that will change my energy. It will change my vibration. It will help evolve it. See, that's the thing. This is also another thing about energies and vibrations. You can heal from something, and then you're going to realize, oh, snap, all this other stuff, all these other great things are coming into my life. What? Those two things don't even correlate. That's the thing. It's not always, sometimes it is, but it's not always about the correlation. It's not always the direct correlation from, okay, if I heal this, then this will come in my life. Sometimes you get more than you bargained for. Sometimes when you heal this, it opens a door of so much amazing things to come into your life as well. That's how energy and vibrations work. You might not even know that. you getting to the next vibration is going to bring X, Y, and Z. You're just going to think it's going to bring A, B, and C. You're not going to realize, oh, guess what? I thought A, B, and C were great. X, Y, and Z too? What? So, yes, I need to heal that. I need to heal that. But I don't know how to. And I'm going to cry about it because I'm giving myself the courage to cry. I'm giving myself the courage to cry. That dream that I had a couple of days ago was so profound. I woke up right after that dream and I felt that dream. I felt it. When you're able to remember a dream, folks, and when you're able to feel a dream after you dreamed it, and you're able to remember it, those are the dreams that are signs. Because you do have some dreams that it's just the mind's way of doing that because the brain is crazy. The brain's not crazy, excuse me. Because the brain is complex and shit like that. But if you can remember a dream a week after, look at the symbolism in the dream. Because things aren't always going to be cookie cutter. If you remember a dream, it's not saying, "Oh wow, a dragon's gonna climb the Eiffel Tower." What? That's a crazy dream, but I remember it. No, no, that's not what that means. It means, what is that dragon symbolizing? Look it up. Go on Google. How did you feel when you dreamt that dragon? How did you feel? What does that dragon symbolize? Did it breathe fire? Did the fire burn down the damn tower? That can symbolize something coming down. That can symbolize something needing to come down. What is that dragon? Does that dragon symbolize some? I don't know. Now, my dream that I had a couple days ago, that was cookie cutter for me. I love those dreams. They're easy. They're easy to discern. They're easy to identify and to call out. You know, I don't have to like go searching for the symbolism and the imagery in it. But folks, there are some dreams where it's just a dream because that's what the brain saw a scary movie. I don't know, and so now you're having a nightmare. But there's also those dreams and that actually mean something. When you get those dreams, folks, if you can remember those dreams, if you can remember it significantly, if you can feel that dream, you need to look at the symbolism. Not everything. See, a lot of things are very poetic. They're not how our English language is. See, back then, many things were spoken in poetry. Things were spoken in symbolism back then. See, currently in here in the present moment, in modern times, we speak very boring, okay? We speak very low vibrationally. We don't speak that much poetry, we don't speak that much symbolism. There's no creativity like it was back then. Yes. Think of the Egyptians. Think of the biblical days. Yes. Think of the Mayans and the Aztecs, the Incas. Yes. Think of it. Think of just anything in the early stages of humanity. That's how they spoke. It may have been different languages, but they were creative, they were symbolic, they were poetic. That is why dreams, if you remember them, are so important. You got to do some digging, people. You got to do some digging in the dreams. It might be your higher self or your higher powers trying to tell you something, trying to warn you, or trying to tell you, hey, I want you to get as much love in this life. Pay attention to this dream because this is the key to unlock that door. You looking for a key, right? Here it is in the form of a dream. See, dreams were powerful back then. They still are powerful now. We just choose to, we're taught to ignore it. And we're taught that, oh no, that's only the brain just doing its thing. There's a reason why let me not go there. But Not everything we've been taught, folks, is the truth. All right, just letting you know. If you want the truth, you go a little back into the early stages of humanity where things were a lot less manipulated. I mean, go as far back as possible, as far back as you can. Don't just stop. Oh, the Bible says this in the 1800s. Nope. You go back to that first. Or if you have a certain let's see. For example, we have this thing where in life we're told, at least in this modern first world society, which is the cons of capitalism. There are a lot of pros in capitalism, but there are a lot of cons. You typically see capitalism happen in first world countries. I stay in America. So in United States of America, so America is one of the first world countries. You know, one thing about capitalism is capitalism has neoliberalism in it. Neoliberalism is that individualized mindset. It's the individualistic thinking. So basically, you got to do this on your own. You got to do this on your own. And we're wondering why we're feeling such resistance for from doing something on our own because we were never meant to. Go back to the beginning of humanity. Independency was not a thing. It was never supposed to be. But anyways, the point of the matter is, folks, is dreams are powerful. That dream that I had the other day, it was profound. It blurted out words that my heart and my mouth just finally can say. Now, I can't fully say the words right now because I don't fully remember the words. I remember the context. I remember the theme of the words. Um I just can't quote it verbatim, but I always remember how I felt. And feeling is healing. Okay? So I love feeling. You have to feel to heal. But like I know what I felt. And I know that my subconscious needed to hear those words. I know my subconscious remembers those words. I know my soul needed to hear those words. So that is something I'm I don't know what to do with that. I was thinking how it was gonna heal this. Oh, a man of my dreams, a white and or Hispanic man of my dreams, because y'all know I love me some white guys and Hispanic guys. I just, oh my gosh, those are my husbands. But I was thinking, oh, maybe they'll come and just love my heart and love the broken pieces together, you know. But I learned in life that not everything heals. The healing doesn't always happen in the way that I want it to happen. Sometimes it happens in the time that I want it to happen, but it doesn't happen in the way I want it to happen, unfortunately. Um, I know my higher self knows best, but still, I'm just like, good God, can I just like heal with like they do in the fairy tale movies just once? Will it really do damage to me if I can just heal like a fairy tale? If a man could just come swoop me off of my feet and just, just, oh my gosh, just tell me all these beautiful things. I don't know, just pay for us to go on a vacation. Oh my God, that's so romantic. Let me not get started. But yeah, it just doesn't always happen like that. So I don't know. I just hope that things do get healed because I just don't know how to navigate. I don't know how to. I don't. I want to so bad, and I know I need to. That's the thing with our needs and wants. See, sometimes we want things we don't need, and sometimes we need things that we don't want. I love to use the example of a salad. See, I know I need that salad, but I want that burger. I'm gonna go get that burger. But it is such a blessing. it is such a gift when your wants and your needs align together. When you want what you need and you need what you want, when both of those ideas come together, that is a beautiful place to be for the healing journey. That is the best start. Doesn't mean it's the only start for a healing journey. You know what I mean? Because you could be consciously aware, I need this, but I don't want this. That doesn't mean you're not going to get healing. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go for the healing. No, 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 no. The stars don't have to align for you to start healing. Oh no, I remember I didn't want to go to therapy at first, but I knew I needed to, so I went. You know, but yes, folks, when it comes to healing this, I would say like sexual insecurity, and I'm not saying, oh, I don't know what I like. No, I'm saying I hold back. And I feel like if I don't heal this now, my energy is going to stay the same and I will never have the man of my dreams. Um, man, if I could just go into my subconscious and just beat it, just cuss it out. But that's the thing about the subconscious, folks, is um our inner child is in a lot of the subconscious. So if I slap myself upside the head, I mean the subconscious. If I throw some hits at the subconscious and just take my anger out on it, I'm also beating a child pretty much. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that because my inner child is within that subconscious as well. That's where its home is. That's where its safety is. That's where it learned all of its stuff to try to survive and keep safe, even though it didn't know what was safe and what was not, and what should be learned and what should not. It just did it. It did the best that it could, because that's what inner childs and subconscious do. Especially subconscious. That was a human survival mechanism, folks. Because remember, we weren't always, this advanced beings, this advanced human race, all we had was sticks and stones and bones and it's subconscious. We didn't know nothing back then in the caveman days. We were just running around like a bunch of hooligans, all musty and everything. No haircut, no barber, um, genes being manipulated. You know, just it was yeah. We didn't know. We did the best that we could, and we still have those instincts, and those instincts clash with our modern society. But yeah, folks. Okay, so anyways, with that being said, I also want to so thank y'all for listening. Enjoy. So I also want to leave off with something very wise that I want you to sit and think about. Is a peach tree any less of a peach tree when it's not in its right season to bear peaches? Is a peach tree any less of a peach tree because you don't see peaches in the winter? Folks, I want you to know that just because you don't have everything that you want right now doesn't mean you are any less magnificent. You are magnificent. You are valuable. You are fruitful. Just because your tree is not bearing fruit in this season doesn't make you any less of a peach tree. I am proud of you for withstanding the winter. Because if you plant a peach tree and you're not seeing peaches in the winter, duh, it's because it's in the winter. Of course. But guess what? That peach tree is still alive. It didn't give up. It's just waiting for the right time so that the fruit can be successful and so that everyone else can eat the fruit and enjoy the fruit. If a peach tree grows in the winter, if you see peaches on a tree in the winter, the peach is going to freeze to death and you can't bite into it. So why have the blessing come at the wrong time when you're not even going to be able to enjoy it, and neither is other people going to be able to enjoy your blessings. So of course the blessing's not going to come at the wrong time. The blessing's going to come at the right time. Folks, you will bloom in the right time. You want to know proof that there's still purpose? Is because it's still there. You're still standing. The blessing is dormant. It's going to come out in the right time. You just hold on just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. If you were looking for a sign, this is your sign. This is your sign. And I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm in the episode, and I'm in season 5. I may or may not do season 6. I'm not sure. Um, but make sure y'all follow this podcast so y'all can see an update. Because I will be releasing an update soon, and the update will either state, oh, well, maybe I won't do season 6, or I'll do season 6. Here's when it's coming out, you know? But yeah, I'll let you know. But let me just read that statement that when I was talking to my higher self, this is what it said. Is a peach tree any less of a peach tree when it's not in the right season to bear peaches? With that being said, this has been another episode of Vulnerability Time. I challenge you folks to share this podcast with someone. It doesn't have to be this episode, just this podcast with someone. Look into season 1. Also, go look into season 1. Season 1 and 2 were completely different than 3, 4, and 5. Season 6, if I do season 6, it's going to go back to the basics, which is season 1 and season 2 style of the podcast, which was very popular. Um, so I'm going to go back to that for season 6. Um, but go to season 1, look through all the episodes, and see, hey, maybe I want to share this episode with someone. Um, Also, challenge number 2 is I dare you to text someone right now that you are happy that they are alive. Do it. Do it, folks. Um, Someone needs to hear it. Like, let's not be stingy with our time. It takes 3 seconds, especially for us Gen Z generation. It takes us 3 milliseconds. It takes us negative 3 seconds to send a text. We do it in a snap of a finger. Just You can take 3 seconds off of scrolling through Instagram, doing absolutely nothing, and use just 3 seconds of that time to make someone's day. They might need to hear it, and they might not even know they need to hear it. So do it. Don't be stingy with your time. Let's spread love, even if it's in the tiniest, most cliche form. Love is love is love. Bye.
Hello, everyone. Before we end the video, I would love to announce, and I am proud to announce that my second book is available now on Amazon. It is called Wounds into Wisdom, Self-Awareness Interactive Journal Notebook with Prompts. If you love learning about yourself, if you want to go into more self-awareness, if you want to talk to your inner child, if you want to just talk to yourself and find out new things, this journal notebook with prompts is for you. It is interactive. It has spaces where you can doodle or draw anything that symbolizes the prompt. You are able to interact and conversate with these prompts in the journal notebook, and it also has space at the end for you to just journal if you would like to just journal. But yes, these prompts in the book are very wise and thought-provoking. It will make you think, I have never thought about that before. I did not recognize that in my life until now. These will blow your mind. These will drop your jaw in a good way. But yes, the link to purchase the book is on Amazon. The link will be in the episode description below. Also, thank y'all so much for making it to the end of this episode. I challenge you to send this podcast to at least one person. You never know whose life you are going to save by sending this podcast because they might send it to someone else who really needed to hear it. And that person's life will be saved. Because remember the point of this podcast, um, in general, vulnerability time is what if someone's on their way home to end their lives, but because they listened to a special guest or to me, because they listened, they decide to live, even if it's just a little bit longer. This is a life-saving podcast, folks. And yeah, thank y'all so much. And I will see y'all next time for whatever episode that will be, because this is a pre-recorded outro. Already love y'all tons. Stay amazing. I'm proud of you for still breathing on this earth.